Hey, what's going on, guys? Vapor J back again, here with my battery safety video. Um, so recently, past few months, and just the other day, there's been a lot of articles out about exploding e-cigarettes and the dangers of these devices. Um, and this one particular article, an accident that happened down in Inglewood, Florida. The guy said he was using his mod like he always does, going to breakfast, and just suddenly, with no warning, exploded. Now, the mods themselves, there's nothing in them that's going to make them explode without a battery. Okay? What's exploding is a failure of the battery. So there are a few reasons for this. Something that makes these particularly more susceptible to failure is that the negative end here is actually the entire chassis, all right here, and then your positive goes inside through here, inside the chassis. That's why these batteries have this coating on here. If this coating is damaged, what can happen is the battery will short to the chassis of your mod. Basically what a short does is it creates an uncontrolled flow of electrical current to discharge the battery. This uncontrolled flow of energy shorting the battery degrades the battery and starts damaging it, which releases in lithium ions a gas and a chemical reaction that releases a liquid. Usually you'll see it start to appear up here where the positive end is. This chemical reaction is so fast and strong because of how much power is packed into these batteries that it happens really fast. It generates a lot of heat. The gas builds up inside the mod itself, which can cause an explosion. So that's what's causing this. Now it's perfectly possible to get a defective battery from the factory. That's LG, EFES, Samsung. They pump out just tons and tons of these batteries every year. So they're going to have a bad battery every once in a while. That's perfectly possible. The more likely cause is abuse, whether it be intentional or unintentional. People don't realize that you need this cover on this battery to safely use it. If it gets damaged, it's no longer going to be safe to use. That's one of the reasons why I always recommend taking your batteries out of a mod to charge them if you can, because it allows you to inspect the battery before you use it again. Now, the article that I mentioned a second ago in Florida, what bothers me with that is these don't just explode with no warning. That's not how it's not possible. The chemistry behind this dictates that for these to explode, there's going to be a chemical reaction. This chemical reaction produces a lot of heat. As we all know, if you chain vape a mod, you're going to start, the chassis of the mod is going to start getting kind of warm because the batteries warm up, right? Electrical flow, electrical current creates heat. So that's part of the reason why these batteries are vented. Is for the heat. You vent the heat out, and it's also to vent, if it does start to fail a little bit, helps vent out those gases. But I find it very, very hard to believe that there was no indication that the mod just blew up. He was using a mechanical mod, from what I saw in the news report. Looked like an all copper mod with a Sense Heracles tank on it. So I find it very likely that the batteries were probably damaged, and when you put in the mod, it's shorted out, and he just wasn't paying attention, didn't realize it, and next thing you know, boom, he had a bad day. And I don't want anyone to get hurt, and I don't want to fuel the anti-vaping groups spreading misinformations, claiming that this is unsafe. These aren't any more or less unsafe than a battery inside a cell phone. The only difference is you're not interacting with your battery in your cell phone as much as you are with these. So as you can see here, I keep my batteries in these little battery pouches. It protects you from shorting either end, and helps protect this cover so it doesn't get damaged. These are, I highly recommend them. These are a plastic case as well. They make hard cases for them. I usually just throw them in these. They're easy to get to. They're cheap. Also, it's really cheap to get them. You can get them on eBay. Pretty sure you can get these on Amazon too. But so yeah, to get an explosion from a battery failure, it's going to produce heat. You're going to notice that heat. So if your mod starts to get really, really warm and really hot, hotter than usual, put it down and just leave it be for a little bit. Don't go near it. If you think you can safely remove the batteries, do so. Give them a minute to cool down, and then inspect them. If you see anything coming out of the top, any kind of like a bubbling, like liquid, or smell, kind of a gas, it's a strange smell, your battery's failed. Throw it away. 10, 20 bucks ain't worth getting hurt over, it's better just to spend the money to replace it. So yeah, just keep note of that. And then the other thing is, unregulated mods, like the one individual in Florida was using, you don't know if you're over discharging those batteries. A regulated mod, most of these mods have protection to prevent you from over discharge of a battery or overheating a battery. So if you are using a mechanical mod, you really have to pay attention to what you're doing. Websites that sell these things, they all put that this is an advanced user item for a reason. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't understand everything behind how these work, you can get hurt. So please, know what you're doing, or learn what you're doing, and be mindful, okay? Don't get complacent. And, if you're worried about it, go with a regulated mod. They are going to be a little bit safer, especially for people who don't know what they're doing, don't know what to look for. All these batteries are rated for a maximum discharge rating, okay? You don't want to go past that maximum discharge rating. You also don't want to use underpowered batteries in a mod. So make sure you get the correct amperage rating of a battery for the mod that you're using. With that, I got a replacement cuboid from my last review, and as you can see here, it is in much, much better shape. Absolutely pristine. The screen is mint, not a single scratch. The button's a little tighter too, doesn't jiggle as much. So I think I got a bad unit sent out. But yeah, so now that I got a new one, love it even more. Definitely worth the money if you don't mind that weight. Again, it's pretty heavy. Pretty soon, I'm working on getting that review of the Arctic tank, the Arctic V8 by Horizon Tech. And I might just throw the review shootout between this and the TFV4 in at the end of that, and just do one combined review. If you have anything to add about the safety of using electronic cigarette devices, throw it down in the comments. Got any questions, throw it down in the comments. And, let's just see what people have to say. Do you agree with me that these people who are having these failures are more than likely all user error? Or do you think that there is an issue with build quality and safety quality with manufacturers? And that being said, pay the extra money to get a thick mod from, a respected company. Don't buy these clones, don't buy these cheap knockoff mods on the market, because they're cheaper because they're probably made cheaper. But anyways, throw your comments down below. I hope you liked the video. Please vape safe, be smart about it. Keep track of your batteries and make sure that they're in good operating condition. And yeah, that's it, guys. Again, be safe. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and hope to see you on the next one.